I want to thank everybody for coming in, and let's just chat a little bit. Where's Christy? Uh,
I'm here.
you're there. Brilliant. Thanks, Christy, and all. And when I send a note, Christy says, definitely I'm on. And I want to talk a little bit about the history of Mazterpiece, what we've gone through, and of course, our website that is live right now, so people can go there and just interact with the website. We've got AI as part of it as well, so we can integrate it. But Joy is going to be the boss. She is
Always been
the
bossy.
baby of the family, and the baby of the family is the boss. So, history of Mazterpiece. Mario, somehow, I don't know how he ended up calling himself Maz, or it's a long story of how he calls himself Maz. And in that regard, I was looking at doing some business, establishing a business, establish it and put my children at the forefront. So I set the Joey Gen Company, which is after Joey here, Mary Jo. We haven't decided quite yet what we're going to do about that one, but I registered the Joey Gen Company. And then I wanted another one that we could do the communication, the training, the coaching, the everything else. And I was just grappling with names. And I wanted something that was different, appealing, but not necessarily what we're used to seeing. And so one evening, and I'm used to going to the shower at 2:30 and 3 o'clock in the morning, and that's about when I end my day, 3:30. And so it was like early hours of the morning. I'm in the shower, and lo and behold, Mazterpiece came to mind. And I said, yeah, but everybody talks about Mazterpiece. And then I remember, well, I've got a son who calls himself Maz. So why not I simply Mazterpiece the thing? So play on the words a little bit, and hence Mazterpiece is born. So we'll talk a little bit about the people who have been with me for a while. Christy, we're together for not long enough. I'd like to hear a little bit from you and the relationship and working together and what you're looking forward to.
Yes, well, thank you so much, Johnson, and everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you all. I'm so honestly incredibly proud of you, Johnson, for getting this launched. I mean, it's about time, because I think that this is well overdue. So, Johnson, you've really been an expert at everything regarding communications. I mean, it was such a pleasure to work with you at the Caribbean Tourism Organization and learn from you. And it's really second to none, the expertise that you have dealing with, I mean, actually serious issues in the Caribbean, especially in the Caribbean tourism industry. I've witnessed you handle them with such grace and no nonsense, and really just providing that strategic guidance to Caribbean ministers of tourism and directors and so on. And I feel that you've, over the years, you've established that trust among them, and then also that track record. So you really set the bar high in terms of your reputation and the quality of your work. So now that you're doing this on your own, it's just really, it's like, yeah, it's like absolutely, like what else, like why not, like how come it took so long? So I'm glad that you did it. And so I'm really just here to support and cheer you on and offer any help or support that you need throughout the process. So thank you.
Now, Christy, worked with me. She came in as an intern at the Caribbean Tourism Organization. Remember those days?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm precocious, came in as an intern, and I didn't want to let her go. We held on to her for a little while, and then she went back home to work with the Bahamas Ministry. I recall vividly when you first approached me and said, "I've got an offer to work with the Bahamas, but I love working with you. And you recall what I said?
Yeah. Take it. Take it.
Take it. What
Yeah.
silliness are you talking about here? I mean, come on. You're going to be home. You're going to be close to family. You're just about to have a child. You're going to have the support, and you're worried about me. I mean, take it. Go there and set yourself up and chart your own path. And I think you've done brilliantly since. You've done
Thank you.
brilliantly since. So, but the relationship remains really very close. So I'm happy to have you on board and for your support. And there is another gentleman here who's Ed. I'd love to hear from you, Ed.
Can you hear me?
Oh yes.
Wonderful. And let me just say, Johnson, I hold you in high esteem, both as a friend and also as a colleague in the industry. And I too was a witness to Christie's internship. That's where we all first really met at SOTIC 2018 or 2017. I think it was 18.
18. You were in Bahamas in 2018, weren't you?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, just great to see your communications platform come to life, your company, your organization, and seeing your family getting involved as well. That's beautiful. I think that's wonderful, and just wonderful to stay in touch.
I think I go back to earlier than 2018. Though. I recall inviting you to the Bahamas in 2018.
Tech issues, Dad. You're having mic issues.
Yeah, I get. You're here. I hear muffling.
I'm sorry about that. What was that?
Okay,
That's
Yeah,
better.
Good now.
you're good now.
Yes. So I'll say you and I go back to earlier than 2018. I recall, us asking you to come to the Bahamas to speak on VR at our conference in 2018. But
That's right.
I think we met a few years before that
Yeah.
at something in Brampton. I think it was. Could have been.
It was. I think it was Carabram, somewhere in the Brampton, one of the Brampton festivals.
Somewhere in the lost area of Canada.
Yes, that's right. And ever since then, we've expanded our business. We now live out west, and we still have our office in Mississauga in Ontario, but we now live just south of Calgary, and here in Alberta. So, and we run a tech company that specializes in content production with VR, AR, AI. So I just got back from a 2-week VR campaign in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we were filming there for the Tourism Authority, and ultimately we supply gamified experiences for enhanced and higher learning, and that's with XR technology and AI integrated into XR. So it's great to be here. It's and if there's anything that we can do to help you out, Johnson, we're in your corner.
Thank you very much. Now, Joe, you said you were going to interject and had questions as well, so we'll take some of these. I think I don't have her permission to bring her onto the feed, but I know my very, very close friend and longtime colleague, whom I love dearly. We've had a really very close relationship from the moment she started working with me at the CTO, Carol Hay, who is now doing great things as well on her own. But she's here with us, and I'm sure it's late wherever she is, and she's joined us there. But Carol and I go back a very long way as exceptionally close friends at CTO, who trust each other, immensely, and counted on each other a lot in various areas. And Carol was one of the small group of people with whom I shared the development of the website. And when I wanted to really just go do my own thing, Carol was one of his, by all means, why not? And as the website, which I will talk about in a while, as we were developing, I recall the first iteration of it, just general rough stuff. You send it to people, and Kamar, who's been trying to follow us on Facebook and must have missed it, she was one of those who said, "We want to see you, Johnson, because I was featuring stuff but not featuring me." And they said, "No, too much. You've got to see, you've got to be there, you've got to be on it, you've got to be there." And I'm like, "But why? But why?" But Kamar was one of those, but Carol was one of the others. And when we got to a stage where the site was beginning to take shape, I shared it with Carol and with a number of other people, and everyone else is coming back and say, "Oh, we love it. Absolutely love it. We love it." And I'm saying, "Psh, I love it too, but I think something's missing." And I sent it to Carol, and she said, "I think you're a bit too wordy here. And you've got a lot of words, enough images." I said, "Okay, you're a little bit ahead of yourself here because I intend to do the images and stuff, but I'm going to look at the text again." And looking at the text again, rearrange it, shorten it a bit, and as that shape, the site became better and better and better, until it got to where I am. Another person, who's my sister Hilda, was one of the others who looked at it every time and came back with feedback.
Dad.
Yes, Joe?
So I actually have to pop away in about 5 minutes. So
Say what you have to say.
yes. Hello, everybody. My name is Joey. I handle a lot of the assist the marketing and the assistant work and a lot of the administration behind this. And while we're here, I really just want to pivot and talk about what you just did. You were in Trinidad and you had your very first little workshop, and let's discuss that. How was that?
Oh, that went brilliantly. I mean, I've been doing this week-long workshop for journalists in Trinidad, and I was pleasantly surprised at the response and the reaction. And there was this very spontaneous comment from one of the participants, which I will share on the site and on our social media as well. But that's the first really one. And Kamar Jordan, my very close friend, and at the Guardian Media Limited, invited me to come over, and it would be lovely if I got her here. She could share her own experiences and the responses to the training. But I was pleasantly surprised at the response. I will share feedback as well from the people. But we created a bond. And I saw the level of performance among the media who were there. They're training, but they also have producing. So they're producing the paper for the following day, they're producing the television newscast the same night, and they're doing the live interviews. And I saw, right before my eyes, this evolution from where they began to where they are, and everyone saying, "Please come back."
Yep, I actually saw that video that the woman did. I saw her and how grateful she was. I can just say off the top, like right now, anyone who's lucky enough to be a part of this project is going to be so happy to work with you, just based off of that one off the cuff, candid person who was so grateful to be there. But for anyone who hasn't seen it, what can we expect from you? What is Mazterpiece and what are we doing?
Well, Mazterpiece is a full service agency. So I'm starting with crisis communication. That's what I really love to do. That I'm going to do strategic communication with any organization or destination that would like me to work with them, but any individual who also wants me to help them with speaking to the public, writing, presenting, all of that we're doing. In addition to what the normal PR agency will do. If you want to build a website, we've got that covered. If you want to write a press release, we've got that covered. So anything that the agencies do, we will get that covered. But we're going to focus a lot on doing training. because we think that there is a market for that. So whether it's for media, as we just did this week with the Guardian Media Limited, or whether it's in crisis communication, public speaking, that the countries may want that, we will be offering that as well. I am a trained trainer. I enjoy training, and if I should suggest, my training sessions are absolutely always lively, interactive, different. I'm a completely different sort of trainer altogether. I was speaking to one of the participants 2 days ago, because we had general sessions in the morning and one-on-ones in the afternoons. And the one-on-ones began with 3 a day, and then the demands began to rise. People wanted more and more, so more of me. So at the end of the day, it was exhausting. But I was talking to one of them on the set, to be able to present for 5 days, at least 3.5 hours a day, and you're presenting, you're the sole presenter, and no one falls asleep. Everybody is involved, everybody is engaged. There's got to be a tiny little bit of insanity in you.
Yeah. So what we're doing here is really one part PR training and one part communications specialist, crisis management.
That's all right. And one part this, and one part, and in the end, for me, it's lifting. It's making sure people are better. The tagline that we have is results, because results matter.
Because results do matter. These
because
are things
results do matter.
Really looking for. They want to see what your work does, and
that's it. I don't believe in ticking boxes. I don't believe in, well, I did this just to tick a box. I absolutely dislike ticking boxes. Do not come with ticking boxes to me. It won't work. Results matter. That's all that matters. Results. And so I've never done a training program where I haven't guaranteed people you will be better than when you started. Because results matter. And when it comes to writing and PR, results matter. And when it comes to training you in crisis communication, results matter. If you go to the website, you will see one of the case studies that I used in crisis communication is what we did during COVID. It's amazing. I surprised myself when I did the research as to what we did during COVID. And yes.
So I know that we're kind of doing this mostly on Facebook, but what other socials do we have so people know where to find you?
You will be managing the socials, won't you?
Yeah, of course.
That will be in your hands. So we have Facebook, we've got LinkedIn,
TikTok.
We've got a YouTube channel.
TikTok.
You're going to set up TikTok. We haven't done that yet, but you'll be setting up TikTok. You'll be setting up IG. We've signed up on IG already. We're on WhatsApp, and we're on Blue Sky.
Because we do not support the other app.
We're not talking about it. We're just on Blue Sky. So Blue Sky, Facebook is the first one. Then Blue Sky, then with LinkedIn, YouTube, WhatsApp. All of these are already set up. IG as well. And then you're going to handle the TikTok as well. So we will be busy as we get started.
I'll make him do TikTok dances for anyone that wants to see.
That would be great. I'll be there for that.
We're gonna trend.
I would say just give us a TikTok demonstration now of the day.
Yeah, Dad, come on, let's do it.
Oh yeah, go Johnson, go Johnson, go Johnson.
We need like Sabrina Carpenter. We need Taylor Swift.
Oh yes, Joe, yes. But seriously,
it's not serious.
Gordon, yes,
sir.
I know you've got to run, Joe. So yeah, just allow Joey to wrap it up because she's got to run.
Yeah, it's about that time, unfortunately. But I just want to say for anyone listening, I have watched my dad create this from the ground up for I don't even know how long anymore. You are going to be so satisfied, you are going to be happy, and you are going to get results that you never thought possible. You're going to want him to come back every single week to help you because, like you said, results do matter. And here with Mazterpiece, you're going to get results, period.
I couldn't have got a better salesperson. marketing person.
Thank you. I'm an executive assistant if you didn't know.
Okay, thanks, Joe. And
you,
yeah, I talk a lot about results because to me it's all about results. It's what you get out of it. And I take a different approach because I don't like to do the thing just because. So, and what we've said is your priorities will drive our priorities. So we sit and what do you want? What do you want to achieve? And then we'll come up with the best way to get there. But if I've looked at it and I'm convinced that where you want to go isn't where you should go, I will tell you. I will tell you, no, I'm sorry, you're going the wrong way.
Right.
You're absolutely going the wrong place. I'm not going to say charge you for allowing you to go somewhere I believe you shouldn't go. And if you're not comfortable, that's fine. But I will say, I'm sorry, where you're looking to go isn't the right way. I don't think you're doing yourself any justice. So it's my duty to ensure that you get to the right place. Any of you can interject at any time.
Well,
fine.
you say that, Johnson, and let me interject there if I can, because just listening to the others speak and thinking back, I think we go all the way back to the mid 1990s when I was your intern at the Caribbean News Agency. So it's good to see Joey and Mario and hear some of the things that you've been doing from others. And I can say ethics, standards, and consistency is what you can expect from Johnson John Rose and from Mazterpiece Communications, because that's that's what I know you two have always given. So it's not surprising to me that Mazterpiece Communications is being launched. I think this was an inevitability. And, I know that your baseline is 100%. And when you say results, because results matter, it's because for you, excellence is the only standard. Giving your all is the only way you know. And, even as you talked about the workshop and some of the initial feedback that you got while in Trinidad this week, none of it is surprising. And I know for a fact that, again, from our recent efforts with the website, I know for a fact that you like to push the envelope. You like to push for more, better, higher standards always. So this is going to be good. And anyone who makes a decision to adopt Mazterpiece Communications for any measure of service is going to be satisfied.
Thanks. Yeah, your relationship and mine actually it's been around much longer than Joey. Yeah, when you were an intern, I recall, and John Simpson, and you were among the first group of interns that I worked with when I was at the Caribbean News Agency in Barbados. Mm-hmm. And we developed something. And again, we did lots of crazy stuff, did we? What was that show that we did?
Ringbank Caribbean.
Ringbank Caribbean. Good Lord.
And then we would do the shows for World Radio Network. Yes. We would produce those radio shows for World Radio Network. And then you pushed me into doing a brief, I think it was 1 minute or 90-second news cap for all the news that we weren't going to be able to squeeze into the daily Caribbean Today news show that we used to do. So in anything that we try to do, we push the envelope and we try to always reach for excellence. And I took that into everything that I've done since then. I did my internship with you and went on to do a degree in communications and marketing. And I started Cornell Communications, and we've done management consulting and marketing consulting now for the last about 14 years. So, I'm excited to be working with you again and being part of what you're doing, and I'm able to support you in any way that I can. And I feel like there are some great projects and times ahead for Masterpiece Communications.
I think it was inevitable what we're doing here. Um, I can recall this World Radio Network thing. I got to Barbados, and we went to Oistins, and I found it so fascinating. You know, back then it was different from what it is right now. It was real rustic, old. People sat everywhere. They're playing dominoes on the beach, and I recall going there one day and saw the fishmonger, and she's calling out every now and then, get whatever fish it was, I said, gosh, gotta take my microphone. Went over, captured the folks slamming dominoes and arguing, and put together a piece for World Radio Network. One of the things that touched me is I ran into a woman one day in Barbados. She came through, and we just got into a conversation, and then she said, oh, I heard this piece on the World Radio Network, and I decided I must come to Barbados to go to that place to see what it's like. And I'm like, I did that piece. Are you kidding me? Sometimes it happens. Ma's been sitting there. I haven't been hearing much from you or anything from you, really.
Yeah, just thinking. I remember the Ring Bank Caribbean show from way back. That was a lot of fun. That would have been what, 1997, 98?
Yeah,
that's right.
Isn't it? Yeah,
way back. Yeah. Yeah. I've been, I guess, working alongside you for, I guess, that long in one form or another, either writing or we worked together while you were at the Caribbean Tourism Organization when we were producing these videos covering the the trade shows, the Caribbean trade shows around the world. We were producing like 15-20 minute like TV specials, I guess, and we worked doing that for a few years as well. We also worked together at the newspaper, didn't we? In
didn't we? Yeah, didn't we?
Barbados Today for a couple of years. So I've had I guess formal and informal training for
I think we all have.
one way or another.
And here's a true story. Yeah. I think it was what year was that? Early, maybe late 1990s, early 2000 or thereabout. Sunday morning, dress up. I'm going to Karna at the time, or the Caribbean News Agency, to do some work. And Mario was couldn't have been older than maybe 7, 8 years old, 8, 9 years old at the time. And I'm leaving that morning, and he said, "Dad, I will never be a journalist."
Yeah.
and I asked, "Why?"
You work too hard.
You work too hard and you don't get paid.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
He couldn't have been older than what, 7, 8, 9, maybe at the oldest.
8, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, what do you know about these things? I will never be a journalist. And many years later, what does he do his master's in?
Journalism. Yeah.
I must have done something wrong.
Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because Joe has gone the writing route as well, not into journalism per se, but into writing. So she's produced a novel already. She goes halfway, probably 2/3 of the way through another one, pauses it, starts a third one, in which she's probably close to 3/4 of the way right now. So she's looking to publish as well. So it's interesting where they all
are. It's in the blood. It's in the blood. But I hear all of this stuff, and I know that from working with you in developing the website and seeing and hearing some of what you have been doing, and I can tell that you're going to be busy, and it's going to be all good stuff for anyone who seeks to get your knowledge and expertise, because you share it willingly, and we appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. And Christy and Ed, feel free to jump in at any time you feel like as well. But in terms of, you've mentioned the website, and I wanted to go back to it because it's live now. If you go in now, you will see it, mazterpiece.com. It's easy. I wanted something different. And as you said, Gordon, we kept pushing and did some of the work, and I was lucky to have you along with me to help me through and do some of the difficult stuff. And we would come up with something, and it's done, and I like it. Gordon, I'm going to push you. Right? I'm going to push you. I like this, but I feel we can do this. We can do this better.
Is this possible?
Yeah, I said, isn't this possible? I mean, it's got to be possible. There's got to be a way to get it done. And it didn't matter. We got it done because we pushed. And in the end, we've got a thing that is colorful, that reflects, that's got a good Caribbean reflection into it, but international in its look and very modern, and is varied in terms of what you see there and who you see there. The video on the homepage was done by Maz. I wanted something. I says, this is what I want, just go get it done. And he was able to do that for me. And then a lot of the writing, of course, I did the writing. That's what we can do. The design, worked with Gordon to design. We started with a template in WordPress, started doing some work and abandoned it halfway through. We just abandoned it.
It's wholly customized at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we're halfway through.
About it.
This is just, okay, let's abandon this. Doesn't work for us. Let's go through something else. And we went through something else and manipulated it and worked with it and got lots of stuff. I didn't know how to work in WordPress before I started this. Didn't have a clue. I didn't know how to update pages. And now I think, I won't build your website for you. Mazterpiece will build your website because I've got the people who can do it. But we're at the stage where I know what I'm doing in certain regards. And a lot of that was AI, which brings me to another part of the AI. Christy, are you here? I hope we haven't lost Christy. But I had a conversation with Christy the other day. We sat and had a bite in New York. And I've been dabbling with AI since around 2018. So that preceded ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini and Bard. Are you on, Christy? I've been dabbling in it since around 2018. And during COVID in 2020, I used it a lot with Otter, because Otter was this new thing that you could just do all your transcription and made it easy for you and stuff. And I used it a lot because I was working alone from home. And by the time ChatGPT and the others came, I was able to just working with AI. And I recall doing my first AI workshop. And I went into the room. There were about 18, 20 people in the room. And I started the workshop by asking, how many of you are familiar with AI? And one hand went up. And it's like, how many of you have ever used AI? Not a single hand went up. And like, okay, have you ever, chatted with Alexa? Have you ever done this? Yeah, have you ever used Google Map? Okay, so we're getting there. And we're at this point. And I felt I wanted to integrate a bit of AI into the website. And Ed, you feel free to jump in because Ed also did some work with us on VR. And so I'm talking to my friend Dave, and I said to him, I want to do a chatbot on the site. And David's like, but Johnson, you've got to be able to monitor this thing every time it comes, and you've got to get all the stuff and do the answers. It is time consuming. And it's like, says who? Says who? And he says, yeah, but that's why I don't have one. Okay, Dave, I'll take care of that. Chatbot, AI, and on the site, on the homepage of Mazterpiece, if you scroll all the way down, you will see a lovely photograph, and my chatbot, the chatbot's name is Aliyah. And I invite you to test it now, because you can key in and ask any question about Mazterpiece, or you can actually talk to Aliyah, and Aliyah will talk back to you with answers to any questions that you might have after Mazterpiece. So you don't have to wait until I read the question or Joey reads the question to respond to you. You will get a response immediately. Ed.
Hey. So do you want me to talk about AI, Johnson?
Absolutely, and how pleased you are that we're able to integrate AI into the website.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you've got to leverage the technology. It's not something that's going away anytime soon, or at all. It's already integrated into our culture. It's just a matter of using it responsibly and using it strategically, right? So in regards to having it leveraged on your website, I mean, the bots were already there. It was definitely a form or a format that existed for a while. But aside from a chat box, having access to a full thread of everything on the World Wide Web, you'll have access to all the Reddit accounts and to all of just these algorithms that are able to understand your way of thinking. And so, yeah, so the fact that the website has that integrated, that's fantastic. In regards to like, even with like, actually, I just gave a masterclass discussion at the Caribbean Week conference for CTO in New York City. And it was really scary, fascinating. I had a full-blown conversation with ChatGPT. I had I pulled it up, and I was just having this. Actually, I'll show it to you right here, right now. It's kind of scary. Here, let me show you here. I'm sure you guys already know this.
Which program are you using?
So you have your free version for ChatGPT, and then there's a whole bunch of different AI applications. We also use another called Jasper, which is really creatively supportive. But with ChatGPT, they've integrated an AI. If you pay for it, so I use 4.0, and I can just have a conversation about your launch for your website. So if I pull it up here, give me a second. Where are you? Aha. Here we go. Just hear it out. Just play it with me here. This is what I did at the conference. Hey, so I'm here with my friend John Rose, and our friends here that are colleagues and friends of Johnson, and he has launched his new communications platform called Mazterpiece, not Masterpiece, but Mazder with a Z. And he has also integrated digital communications, AI, crisis communications, etc. Would you like to give a shout out to the attendees for this live presentation that he is giving? And do you have any recommendations to make his website more interactive?
Oh, that's so exciting. Congrats to Johnson on the launch of Mazterpiece. I love the name. Shout out to all the attendees who are supporting him today. In terms of making the website more interactive, you could think about incorporating some live chat features, maybe some interactive demos of the platform, or even a fun video introduction to really showcase what Mazterpiece can do.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I'm really excited for Johnson and his new venture. If you need any more tips or just want to share how it all goes, definitely let me know.
So you've got the ums, and you've got the pauses, and you've got mannerisms that are human. Now, back about 5 years ago or so, I had a conversation with someone from our telecommunications company here in Canada. And I swear it was about a 2-minute conversation talking about my mobility plan. And then for a second, I was like, wait a second, something is not adding up. and I asked straight up, "Hey, are you real? Are you a real person? Or are you AI?" And the response was scary. It's like, "Oh, sorry. Would you like to talk to a real human being?"
Yep.
So
Oh,
this is now
definitely.
5 years ago, right, guys? So
Yeah. Oh,
here we
absolutely.
got. So here I am in New York City. I'm having a full-blown conversation. I'm talking to this
Yep.
this great
I,
crowd.
I talk very often with Gemini.
Yeah, yeah.
we,
Like
we, we have lots of conversations with Gemini. Um,
And Johnson, I
yes.
wanna add to this to say that, I mean, kudos to you for putting in that chat. And one of the key features that's new there is voice to voice search. So the example that Ed showed with ChatGPT, I mean, you have people can actually use their voice and search for things in the chat on your website. I did test it out and it was good. And the good thing about that is that you're gonna get the data at a very high level of all the conversations people are having about your company or on what they want to know, and you can get that data organized into themes, and so it will be able to give you more insight on making data informed decisions, on giving your clients the exact information they want based on the data that they're searching for on your site. So that's one of the benefits. And I really love the voice to voice search that you have there, so that was a big trend that's going on right now, so that's great. Just wanted to
Uh,
plug that in.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, and that's very interesting that you mentioned about the data that you've got and what you can do. I got a note some time ago from the providers of the system, because I get to see everything. Says, well, Aliyah had a question that she couldn't answer. You must train her on this. And I went back, and the question was, is Mr. John Rose available next week to do a course on crisis communication? But I love the answer that Aliyah gave. So much so that, oh, just leave that. Aliyah as well, I don't have access to Mr. John Rose's diary. However, if you'd like to do a course, this is how you can contact us. Send that note requesting the request for the course, and we'll get back to you as soonest. So that's brilliant. So Aliyah is thinking, and even when the answer isn't there, so Aliyah doesn't have my diary. Says, I don't have the diary, but you can do this. And so I really wanted to get not just something that you put in a chat bot and a week later you got a response from me. I wanted immediate response, and I really wanted to do the voice to voice, because I think it's a big thing.
Very cool. I may have to drop out in a couple of
We
minutes.
are dropping out. We are about to wrap it up, actually.
Okay.
we are about to wrap it up right now. It's that time to wrap up.
Coming up to midnight over here.
Yeah, Mario, it's pretty late where Mario is. I just wanted to thank Christy and Ed and everyone else for joining. As I said, we realized during the broadcast that we're having some issues with Facebook Live. So we are going to just repackage that, put it on Facebook, but give people another opportunity to win, because we do want to give away some special prizes, and I've got to give people that opportunity to win that. So we shall do that again. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Good seeing you
guys.
all. Looking
Thank
forward to
you.
working with you all soon.
All the best, guys.
All the
Take care.
best. Take care.
Take care.